So, are you one of those who loves traveling and you are tired of staying back at home because of COVID-19 and you want to go somewhere for a vacation or a trip, but you're scared that the sanitization and the hygiene standards are not up to the mark? Or maybe you are convinced, but your family, they are still scared. Then you're at the right video, because in this video I'm going to share with you all the measures that are being taken to make sure that your travel is safe, hygienic and comfortable. Stay tuned, because at the end of the video I'm going to give you my final verdict whether or not you should consider traveling by flight in COVID-19. Hi, I'm Shirley and welcome back to the channel. So the government and DGCA have set up certain regulations and guidelines that all the airlines are bound to follow and they cannot break any of it. The passengers are required to do a web check-in, which was an optional method that passengers used to adopt while traveling before COVID-19. But now each passenger is supposed to do a web check-in when they're traveling on board by flight. It is mandatory for the passengers to do a web check-in and print their boarding pass from the kiosk that is outside the entry gates of the airports. Temperature and boarding pass is seen contactless. That is, the thermometers are used to check your body temperature, and you have to display your boarding pass in front of a cubicle that is in by the CISF, and you show your boarding pass and your ID, and then you are allowed to enter the airport. Boarding pass are to be displayed to the CISF, which is made like a cubicle and it is contactless like a counter, and you have to display your boarding pass and your identity card at the same time. Pull down your mask to show your face so that it matches with your identity card, and then you enter the airport where your temperature is checked, and occasionally, depends on the CISF, they are going to ask you to show the Arogya Setu app, which should be downloaded on your phone. While you are entering the airport, your strollers are also sanitized, which is a great initiative by the government, because our strollers, when usually everybody does not own a car, so they might take Uber or Ola to reach the airport and it may be unhygienic. So it's best that it gets sanitized at the entry gate so that you don't carry any of the virus or bacteria inside the airport. I think it's a great initiative and it should be continued even if COVID-19 goes away sometime soon. There are seating areas in front of the boarding gate where social distancing is maintained. How? Every alternative seat has a cross sign and you're not supposed to be seated there. So the government has tried their best to maintain social distancing as far as they can. But there are people who break the rules. You're going to travel sometime soon. Please make sure that you're not one of them and you maintain social distancing. It's not only for your own good, it's also for the safety of the others around you. ऐसा कभी हो ही नहीं सकता that you're traveling and you don't feel like using the restroom. So yes, I did use the restroom and I'll tell you honestly, it's way more cleaner, way more sanitized than it is in normal times. And I feel that COVID-19 has been a blessing in disguise actually, because earlier when we used to travel in airports and there used to be a lot of footfall in the airports, the restrooms or the washrooms in the airport were not regularly cleaned. But now, since it is mandatory and it's a requirement to keep it clean at all times, it's very clean and safe for you to use. It's always packed with toiletries. There is hand soap dispenser in the restroom. Sometimes my past experiences in the normal times, I always used to face some situations where there is no soap dispenser, there is no toilet roll, and then it's very difficult for girls to actually use restrooms like this in public spaces. So at this time I did not face such a problem, and I was really surprised and happy at the same time to see that they are maintaining and they are following the rules that is provided to them by the government. PPE kit is provided to each and every passenger, and a PPE gown is given to the passenger who has a middle seat. So the PPE kit is given in a plastic polythene bag. It contains your face shield, your face mask and sanitizer, which you are required to wear while boarding. The face shield should be worn mandatorily during boarding and optional during the flight. Mask is mandatory throughout the flight, and of course you need to sanitize your hands at regular intervals. It is important. Ground staff at the boarding gate check your boarding pass and to see your seat number, and they also make announcements to see whether there are passengers who have middle seats. Each middle seat passenger is given a count to be worn in the flight, and it is mandatory, it's not optional. If you would like to know why only middle seat and you like me to make a video on this, please let me know in the comments below. I'll definitely make a video on it separately. So if you remember, before COVID times, the ground staff would take the boarding pass from you and then get it scanned before you enter the aero bridge or you go for your boarding to board the flight. Now you don't have to do that. You have to scan the boarding pass yourself, and then you are allowed to enter the aircraft. So I think it's good because there is no contact, and minimum contact is the way to stop the spread of COVID-19, and I'm glad they're following it very religiously. So after you have scanned your boarding pass, your temperature is checked again and logged in a sheet along with your seat number written, so that they are double sure that you don't have a temperature and you don't have any symptoms of COVID-19, which is great. So after you have scanned your boarding pass, your temperature is checked, the ground staff lets you enter the aero bridge to board the aircraft, and not everybody is allowed to enter the aero bridge at once. Only few are allowed at a time to maintain social distancing. AirAsia India has HEPA filters installed in all the aircrafts, which makes it 99.9% more safe and free of bacteria and viruses. The cabin air is renewed every 3 minutes, so you are free from any of the viruses and bacteria, and it is as safe as the operation theatre or surgical rooms in a hospital. There is minimum contact with the crew. We do not have service anymore, at least until further notice. So that makes it even more safe for you, because we do travel every day, and going in contact with so many passengers and in the cabin doesn't make it safe. It makes it even more riskier. So keeping this in mind, the DGCA has also stopped service because food has to be contactless. So if we are going to serve food, we are going to be most of the time in the cabin, and we are also going to touch the food, which is not going to be hygienic and preferable at this time. So this makes it safer for you to travel during COVID-19. The lavatories in the aircraft are cleaned at regular intervals, to be precise after every 3 to 5 passengers, which means it is hygienic, sanitized and safe for you to use. After every flight or after every sector, the entire aircraft is sanitized. The seats, the tray tables, the armrest, everything is sanitized. So you don't have to worry about the seat when you enter the aircraft, or the tray tables. Everything is safe for you to sit and use it like normal times and not worry about it at all. So with this, we come to the end of the video, and before I give you my verdict, I would like to share with you 3 bonus tips that I think you should consider while traveling in this pandemic. Number 1 is you should also keep a disinfectant spray in your bag along with your hand sanitizer, for you to sanitize your bag, your phone and other items that you may carry along with you in your trip. Number 2 is consider keeping a toilet seat sanitizer, because you may have to use the restroom, and having a sanitizer will just make it more safe for you. Number 3 is try to carry less luggage. If you have a lot of luggage, you will have to put it in check-in, and then it just goes through a lot many hands or lot many people, and it will come in the baggage belt. The loaders will be uplifting it. So just to keep it safe, try to carry less luggage. But if at all it's unavoidable for you and you have to carry a lot of luggage, keep the disinfectant spray in your bag, so that when you receive your luggage from the baggage belt, just spray your luggage and then you take it home, so it's safe for you and your family. Coming to the verdict, it's 100% yes from me, because I think in the COVID-19 situation is just a blessing in disguise, because it has never been so hygienic in normal times as well. The contactless procedures that have been adopted by the airlines and the government at this time is commendable, and I think it should be followed even after the COVID-19 situation goes away. So it is safe for you, and as long as you are double sure and double safe for yourself, you keep yourself sanitizing your hands at regular intervals, you have your mask on, you are good to go, you are safe. So don't worry, just travel, have fun and get rid of this boredom at home. Bye bye, I'll see you in my next video.